Hey guys, Gary J here, and today I'm talking about the string and cable on the PSE Stinger Extreme bow. Now, I have complained from day one probably about the string that came on the Stinger Extreme PSE bow. That it's a cheap string, and the D loop was really cheap. After about 350 shots, I cut through the D loop. With my release, and it was really a cheap D loop. I could tell that. And I complained about the string here, and this is the cable. But anyway, last night I was going to adjust my peep sight, and during that process, my string was really raveling bad. I already knew this was going to be a problem, so I had ordered new string and new cable, and I was going to try to finish this, use this out the rest of the year. So anyway, last night I was working on the peep sight, readjusting that, and the string broke. Okay, so it'd been unraveling somewhat around close to the peep sight area too. So the string finally broke, and the cable here stayed, and it didn't break the cable or anything, didn't damage the limbs. I looked at the limbs pretty good here, and there's no cracks or anything on the limbs. And the cams here and the pulley up here look straight. So there's really no damage to it because the cable held. I had an arrow in it at the time that it broke too, which may have dissipated some of that energy. So I have my string and cable already. This morning I went to Augusta, about 35 miles from where I live, 35 to 40 miles. Augusta is the second largest city in Georgia, and Atlanta is the capital. Well, Atlanta, they have a number of bow shops in that area over there, but Augusta, they only have one bow shop. And I went up there because to me this is like a 10-minute fix because I already have my string and cable, just need to use their bow press. The guy told me, he said, well, it's going to be like a week and a half before we can get to it. And I'm thinking, like, it's like a 10-minute job, It's like, I can do the rest. I just need to, press. But he told me about a week and a half, and I said, that's too long. So I'm just going to do it myself with my tie-down strap. And hopefully we won't get any problems with that. And put the string and cable on there. Now, if you have a Stinger Extreme, then this is going to be different than a Maxx bow. Now, this is 32.5-inch axle on the Stinger Extreme. Maxx bows are 30-inch now. So at one time they were 32 inches, but this is 32.5. So for the Stinger Extreme, you have to have the 89 5/8 string for it. And I bought this from 60X Custom Strings, and they have a tremendous reputation. A lot of archers have won some really great titles using their string. And this is the cable, and that's going to be 34.25 on the bus cable. So those are the sizes you need for this. This bow was made in 12/2021. Okay, so that's the date on the box because it's a brand new bow. Okay, now again, I've had it like 2 months, and I'm having to put this new string and cable on it. And I knew that was going to be a problem from day one. And remember, this was another problem with the Stinger. I put this rod right here would turn because all they have is that one set screw. And so I took a shaft, something similar to like a drill bit, and I drilled through here, and I put this piece of metal right here, if we can see it. It sticks up right here, so it can only turn and stop right there, and it stays at a 45-degree angle. And otherwise, it's going to always turn flat, and then you're going to mess up the string right here. I just put some thread over that because it was tearing it up right here. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. So now we're going to put the string on here. So I just want to show you that. And this is a a green and brown string and cable. And it run me about $106 for both of them. $106, which to me is fairly reasonable for both of them. And then again, if you look up 60X custom strings, you can get all different colors, and it's already pre-stretched. You probably need to shoot it though, probably like 100 times to make sure you get all the stretch out of it, and then adjust your peep sight, and it shouldn't turn on you. But it's really good, high quality strings. And again, a lot of people want a lot of competition with these strings. So you can check out their website. Okay guys, I'm just taking this apart, look at it closely. On the limbs, everything looks good on there, a riser. So the other limb, they just go into this black part right here. You squeeze them together and they go in, and they got the hole right there, and flip it over. Anyway, this hole right here goes through these peg holes right here on each side right there, and that's all that holds them in, pretty much. So other than the tension and stuff like that. So they don't weigh anything at all. So we're getting personal with our Stinger Extreme here. Okay guys, I just want to show you what I did. I took these limbs off and just looked at them real good. Second thing I did was I turned these screws all the way down until they mesh all the way here. So it's tied up against the riser here. And what I was doing was checking to see how many turns it took. And it took like 6.5 turns. You're supposed to be able to turn this, if it's at 70, you should make 15 turns to get it down to 50. Okay. So that's, 360-degree turns to get it down to 50. So I tightened it all the way up to see how many turns it would take on each one to get it tight. And one was like 6.5 turns to get it tight, and the other one was like 7.5. So I had to turn 1.5 times more to get that one tight, so that it was off just a tad, and that's why I wanted to do that to make sure. Now when you're putting a string on here, you want a low poundage on here if you're doing it the way I'm doing it, because I don't have a bow press. But generally they're going to tell you to crank it down anyway. So what I'm going to do is crank it down to about 55 pounds maybe, hopefully somewhere around 50 pounds, 55 pounds, just so that I don't put any more strain on the limbs than I have to with the system I'm using. Okay guys, I just want to show you real quick about this do-it-yourself bow press. I've got a video on this, so look at the video, because I'm not going to go into everything. But these orange paracord here, there's a certain way to tie knots, and there's a poor way to tie knots. Look on YouTube if you want to learn how to tie knots. But the key right here is to have this particular knot system and this loop here and the loop over here, and it goes around and then it goes through your hook right here. Okay, that must not come loose. If that pulls loose, you're in trouble. But the big key right here is that you loop it. Try not to loop it on this piece right here. I just barely got it tight right now. But make sure this end right here goes down as far as it'll go down toward the shaft here. Okay, so it hooks good here and it hooks good here. Okay, so make sure that that's the case right there. And the other side is going to be the same way. Make sure it hooks good, like right in there, just like that. And this side right here, look at it very carefully. It's tight just a little bit, not much. And so once you're sure that that's in place, then you're going to just crank this right here slowly. Don't do it fast. Do it slowly. It'll get hard, really hard. And since if I'm using, see, that's like 3 fingers right here. Use the wide buckle. It's going to be easier to grab this wide buckle than the little bitty ones, okay? And you can slowly crank it very carefully. And after every few cranks, look at the ends down here and make sure they're not slipping or anything, okay? So, my string is on here. My new string is on here, which looks really good. It's brown and green. And my new cable's on here. So why am I cranking it up again? Because I'm putting my peep sight on. And you want to take pressure off this string when you put your peep sight on. And that way when you tie it here, this string right here will go together a lot tighter. You have less chance of your peep sight moving up and down. Okay, if you put it on there without compressing this string a little bit, then it's going to move up and down. You're not going to be able to get it quite tight enough. So that's why I'm doing that. Okay, and I've already marked my peep sight so I know where to tie it at. Okay, guys. Well, I got this string on here. I went outside and cut grass, and I came back in, and I looked at it, and I have a video of where I videoed this, but I couldn't find a video where the strings went exactly 100%. So I had to wrestle with that a little bit to figure that out. Now, I looked on the internet. You cannot find anything about stinger bows, how to string them up. Well, they got a few guys that try to show you that, but they're like, 100 feet from the bow trying to show you, and you can't really see anything. So I want to show you real quick what you have to do when you buy your string and cable. Your string is going to be one part. Your cable is going to be the second part. And the cable, like right here, is the cable. Now the cable makes a Y. See that Y? One part's brown, one's green, which makes it nice. It's color coded. It has a loop right here that goes over this catch right here. The other side is identical to this one. So you make sure that you put that over that catch. Okay. If it doesn't want to stay, you can tape it. Whatever you have to do to make sure that that does not come off. And then check the other side and make sure it's perfect too. So this Y is going to come down, and make sure it comes all the way down. And where are you going to hook it at on this cam right here? All right. Where it's going to hook, this is the Y cable part right here. It comes, let's see if we can get a better view. It comes down, and you'll see an arrow right here, and then it says performance. Okay. And you've got this catch right here, this silver aluminum catch here. You loop it on that. So the Y cable comes straight down, and it's got a groove in it right here where this arrow is that it slides into, and it goes right here. Now, if you don't want it on performance, it does have grow as you go. You can move the cable one notch up, and it's got a groove to hold that cable there. So the Y cable comes all the way down to the performance right here. You see? And I'm doing this for myself as well, because it's the arrow, it goes right underneath that arrow in the groove right here, and that's where the Y goes, or the cable. So now your string, this is your string on top right here. The string comes all the way down, comes around, and as it comes around, it will come up here and attach here. Your string, one end attaches here on your string right here, and it goes in the groove all the way around this cam, and it's on the top right here. Now you have to make sure you put the right end, because this is where your peep sight will go, and this is your sight down here. So your peep sight's here, so make sure you don't have it. Try to put it down, your peep sight down here. So this is the top string, goes all the way around this idle pulley, comes all the way back. And when it comes all the way back, this is your string. It comes over the top of this groove right here, this little cam system here. So it comes here, here, and then it goes straight toward the like this shaft here. It goes straight, makes a really abrupt turn right here, and comes right here and goes over that silver loop. Now you may have to pull this cam up. It'll be real easy to do. Pull this cam up to get that string loop over the over the aluminum catch right there. Okay, so the aluminum catch is right here. Goes over this part right here. Comes up, goes all the way back to the pulley, goes around the pulley, it comes back on top, and then it goes all the way around this cam, and then it hooks right here. So that's where your string goes. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. The string's on top. This is where the one on top goes around the cam, hooks here. Okay, so that's how that works. And that's where it says perform. That's where your cable ends up at. And there's a groove for it. And you got a little arrow right here. That's grow as you go. That's another groove right there. You can take this cable, pull it down, and pull it up, and it'll pop in there. And that'll help drop your poundage too. Okay, guys. So hopefully that helps. If you don't know how to do it yourself, winch works, then go to my video, do it yourself, bow, press, Gary J, and it'll show you how that works. So now we're cooking with grease again. We got the string on the bow. The string looks beautiful, man, and it's thick string. It's not like that cheap stuff I got. That string just, it is so terrible. And I gotta take my D-loop off of it. Just look how terrible this string is. PSE, I would say, guys, this bow, and even though I'm complaining about the string on it, this bow is worth twice what you pay for. If you pay $400 for extreme stinger bow like this, that bow is really worth $800 when you consider the cam system and the limbs on it and the riser, and it's got a lifetime warranty. And it's an accurate bow. I'm shooting out to 90 yards with it, and I put like 2 arrows like within an inch. Now that's kind of luck for me to get 2 arrows in an inch at 90 yards. But if you can hold it there, this thing will shoot even at 80, 90 yards really well. And so, not a problem with the bow. It's just when you buy one, look at the string, and if the string is bad, you might decide go ahead and order from 60X Custom or somebody else. I don't think you can get a better deal than them. And again, their string is guaranteed for a year. Now, 1 month I shot like 3,000 arrows in 1 month, and so that's what 100 arrows a day is 3,000 arrows. And my custom string lasted, it wasn't even damaged at all, 3,000 shots. You can't even tell I shot it. So get some good string for it, and you won't have any problem. Okay, guys, I guess that's it with the new string on the PSE Stinger. Hopefully that helps you guys if you got to go through this.